Hello, my name is Rico Webb, and this is my visual presentation for my PowerPoint presentation for the course in relation to the practicum. The title of my visual presentation and PowerPoint presentation is Benefits of Health and Wellness Programs. Proceed to the next slide, please. The practicum. For the practicum, the location was the Daughters of Charity Services Child Development Center here in San Antonio, Texas. It's on the south side of San Antonio, located in a very poor, poverty-stricken area, and not a lot of information goes around in relation to preventative measures as far as diseases. The purpose of this particular practicum was to develop a program for the potential development of a health and wellness program for the staff, students, and parents of the Daughters of Charity Services Child Development Center. Excuse me. My practicum was to develop a health and wellness program that was aimed towards providing preventive measures for the staff, the parents, and the children of the Daughters of Charity Services Child Development Center by providing educational seminars on the ways in which prevention of chronic illnesses could be accomplished. The chronic illnesses included diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, allergy and asthma management, and obesity. For the practicum, I developed a pre-test to gain insight of the overall knowledge of the population, just to kind of gauge and see what they knew about the variety of diseases that were up for discussion. And also that was preceded by an educational seminars, which were presentations given by myself that were also PowerPoint presentations that discuss ways to prevent the diseases and also to manage those diseases if they already had them to prevent premature death. And the practicum was concluded by with a post-test to gauge the knowledge gained by the audience as a result of those educational seminars. So again, we started with trying to get to see what was the overall knowledge of the audience based on the diseases of discussion, followed by educational seminars, and transition over to the post-test to see what were the results of actually attending the seminar. Next slide, please. All right, let's go into why I chose my practicum. The practicum was chosen by me due to personal interest. I have a personal enjoyment for teaching about health. Also, family history. I have a family history of early death due to some of the related illnesses that are up for discussion. I chose the practicum due to a personal interest concerning health improvement. I personally really enjoy learning about health issues and ways to prevent them for myself and others. I get a great deal of satisfaction from helping others learn ways to stay healthy as well. I have to mention this came about due to the fact that my dad passed away at the young age of 53 due to heart disease caused by high blood pressure, and that was as a result of poor diet and simply not knowing of ways to prevent those issues and chronic illnesses from occurring or happening. And I have to say, so when I went searching for a practicum site and I saw um, the Child Development Center and the location and the area in which the center was located, I kind of had the idea that this would be a great place for me to do my practicum. So when I met Dr. Solis, and which is my preceptor, and he granted me the opportunity to develop the practicum for Health and Wellness Center. For the Health and Wellness Center, I was overjoyed with the opportunity to come up with something great and develop that for the community. Next slide, please. Methodology of the methods used. The methods for this particular practicum that were used were surveys of areas of interest And what I mean by that is the interest of illness to be learned by the desired audience. And that came about, and how we found the interest out was by doing a health assessment. We met with the parents one night on parent night, along with the teachers, and we had them fill out a short, quick 7-question questionnaire, which asked them, were there any common diseases in the family, any common diseases within the neighborhood that they wanted to learn about, and if so, what were their top priorities? And we gave them a list of diseases that were common in the area that we knew about, and they just checked off on the block what they personally wanted to learn about and what they felt would be most beneficial for their community. And once we got that, we developed PowerPoint presentations, as I said, to kind of educate them on those different things. And following that, we developed a pretest, and with the pretest, we used that to determine the overall knowledge of the audience that we were going to be teaching. With the pretest, again, they were 7 questions, very low health literacy levels, so that they could really, so the audience can really understand what we were trying to ask. And after the pretest was given, that's when we went into the educational seminars and provided them information on prevention and management and things you could do for those chronic illnesses. And the individuals who attended the seminar seemed to really enjoy the knowledge that was being put out to them. Following the education seminar, we proceeded to go with the post-test. And with the post-test, that's really how we gauged how much the individuals learned based on the improvement in the test scores from the pre-test. And my preceptor mentioned that was probably one of the best methods to do that. Okay, next slide, please. Moving on to the results of the practicum. The results were improvement of test percentages, and also due to the test percentages, the possibility of this program being implemented into the Child Development Center was a strong possibility. For the results, it was noted that there was a 48% increase in knowledge seen among the parents for the facility, a 40% increase for the staff, and a 50% increase seen among the students of the center. It was it was 10 students, 10 staff members, and 21 parents. And for the students, they were aged between 9 and 12. And the original results for the pretest were 12 out of 21 got 3 or less questions correct on the pretest, and 8 out of 21 got 3 or more correct on the pretest. And for the staff, it was 4 out of 10 got 3 or less correct on the pretest, and 6 out of 10 got 3 or more correct on the pretest. And for the students, it was 8 out of 10 got 3 or less correct, and 2 out of 10 got 3 or more correct. And for the post-test, 3 out of 21 got 3 or less correct, 18 out of 21 got 5 or more correct, 0 out of 10 got 3 or less correct for the staff, and 10 out of 10 got 5 or more correct for the staff. 1 out of 10 got 3 or less correct for the students, and 9 out of 10 got 5 or more correct on the post-test. All right, next slide, please. Moving into recommendations. My recommendations that I give myself personally for the practicum is planning sufficient timelines, ensuring staff availability to ensure more information. For the timeline, just planning better to where I could really follow my original logic model and get all the information that I can. So based on the educational seminars, we could really get blood pressure measurements and weight loss measurements to see if behavior changes were really seen amongst the population based on the information I was given. I would have really liked to see if, based on the information I gave them, the knowledge that they gained, they were losing weight and blood pressures were down. All right, that is the end of my presentation. I really enjoyed the course, and I hope that I did a great job with my presentation. Thank you.